Ladies and gentlemen, welcome back. New stream, new day. It is today the 21st of August 2025. Don't forget to really strap in, guys, because we have a lot to talk about. Last Sunday, no weekly close, so we have to catch up with a lot of good stuff and also a lot of bad stuff today. Let's kick off with the bad stuff, because it is quite special what we have been witnessing the last few days, I would say. You can see here on the CRO chart, it has been only going down, down, and down for about a week now. For about a week. We see 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. The 7th candle is green, but we do have now the 7th daily red candle. But what is pretty interesting, if you go to more like the 4-hour chart, we have been very close really to the about 12 cent or 14 cent level. About the 14 cent level has been really important support and resistance. You can see really we haven't stuck about here. That is really why I do say Crow is hanging on by a thread. 14 cent now has been good support so far. A few times we're breaking down below it, but not substantially at least. What is interesting though is that Bitcoin is showing a lot of weakness. Comparable weakness at least. What we do see here on this Bitcoin chart today, we again went to about $12,000. $112,000 for Bitcoin. And honestly, I don't think it's all that bad. We've been lower. We've been a lot lower. Not that long ago. Let me go to a different Bitcoin chart. You can see a bit better here. You can see here on this daily chart for Bitcoin that we went to about the same level in August. And we're now back at the same level. Someone even said that if you have a good bounce here, we even create like a bit of a W pattern as well. So I'm still hoping for a bounce here. But it was pretty ugly. It was pretty ugly to see that we basically sat here a bit of a double top. A bit of a double top for Bitcoin. But in the overall bear market, well, overall. In the overall market, guys, for crypto, I'm still leaning very, very bullish. I'm still looking at targets at about 150 for Bitcoin. And above $1 for CRO specifically. So it's still looking good, guys. Strap in. I think this will be potentially one of the most rocky parts of the bull market. We've seen that many times before. I can quickly show you also what happened with Crow. At about the same time in the cycle, you can see here. Also, at about the same time, we had a bit of a dip. We had a bit of a dip on the CRO chart before we started flying forward towards like 19 cents, 20 cents even. So I think it's a very necessary breather for CRO, for Bitcoin. But I am a bit scared for Ethereum. Already scared. It couldn't break the previous all-time high. That was the big task ahead for Ethereum, breaking the previous all-time high. But unfortunately, right at those levels, it stopped. So it does show that Ethereum has some struggles. There are some struggles for Ethereum ahead. So the question, of course, is, will the bears for Ethereum keep selling, or will they potentially flip into bulls? The big question, guys. Welcome. Hello. So many cool people today. I see Will. I see John. Smash the like. I see XGen as well. I even made a video about XGen. So guys, if you join the streams, or leave comments, I am more than happy to discuss them in depth. Sometimes during the stream, sometimes in a video. If you don't know the video I'm talking about, we made a video about exit strategies. And XGen is really adamant about selling at about 40 cents. So XGen has an exit strategy. Let me know what your exit strategy is as well. And if you don't have one, see this as a wake-up call. Because you can see that after, breaking past 4,000 for Ethereum, we went to about 4,800 within 6 days. Blaze, thank you so much, dude. Another month. Welcome to the Strap Club, dude. So much support. Thank you so much, Blaze. Enjoy the benefits. You get early access to videos and also a special exclusive members tab in the Discord. So don't forget to join that one as well. Samurai, welcome. The Baron came at me. I'm not picking guys actually. I'm just trying to have some discussion, some conversation. It's good, guys. It's very good. What's happening? I see Bjorn as well. Hey Bjorn, how are you, good sir? What's your exit strategy, Bjorn? I think you talked about that already in the past, but it's good to remind yourself of, well, what is my exit strategy, and is it still applicable? Because I think it's also a very important part, ladies and gentlemen, of this bull cycle. Sometimes you need to learn to adapt. Definitely part of why we are here, why we're making almost daily videos. Because if things, for example, over here, are starting to flash green, or, well, red, I would say, in this case. This is the bull market peak indicator from CoinGlass. And this is not one indicator. This is really a combination of 30 different indicators. If I see the first ones flashing green, I'm getting a bit worried. I'm getting a bit worried for potential top. I think especially once we see it flip here, past 50%, you should be getting ready to sell. So I already give you guys a bit of advice here. If you hold CRO, it's okay to put Bitcoin, Ethereum, CRO, or anything like that on the Crypto.com platform in Earn or in anything like that. But at some point, I think it's wise to remove the stake, remove the Earn. It is very important to be liquid. You cannot sell if it's staked. It's that easy. It is that easy. So guys, think about your exit strategy. Make sure you are liquid so you can actually sell if that's your exit plan. But okay, as I mentioned before, guys, no indication whatsoever of a peak. No indication whatsoever of a peak. And I want to talk a bit more about the current market as well, because many things are down. If you take a look, CRO here, it's red. Slightly red, but it's red. Minus 50% or minus 0.50%. But if you take a look, which I find very interesting here, is that we do have, let me remove this. You take a look at the gainers of the last week. What do we see? What's the number one gainer this week? The OKB token. The OKB token. Crazy price moves. Absolutely crazy. $220. $220. 2 weeks ago, it was trading at about 90. Or even lower. I think even lower, guys. No. Way lower. Way lower. 2 weeks ago, trading at about $50 US. So it's up a lot. So if you hold on to the OKB token, guys, congratulations. You made a big bag of money with OKB. But I do believe that the narrative of exchange tokens is still very strong. That's also why I'm still believing into the CRO token. And I also believe that OKB is potentially going even higher. Well, especially for the OKB token, it's going to be very interesting how the IPO for the OKX exchange is going to play out. There is a different token that I need to talk about. A different token. And you guys might know it. See, number 5 on market cap. It's BNB. Because even though the market is overall red, BNB set a new all-time high at about 840 US dollars. No, actually a bit higher. 880? About 880 here. A new all-time high for BNB. So OKX, BNB are doing magnificent. Therefore, I do believe that the narrative for exchange tokens is still very strong. So do I believe memes will make a comeback? I do think memes will make a comeback. Do I think AI will make a comeback? I do believe AI will make a comeback. I also still think that RWA is a strong narrative as well. But I also do believe that exchange tokens are still very much relevant. They will remain relevant as long as we are not massively adopting DeFi. Hey VDG, welcome. Solid Snake, can't wait for October. Maybe September ain't bad either. Let's talk a bit about the seasonality, guys. It's a good question about Solid Snake, or, well, question, statement. So October has the nickname October. because October is typically green, 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 green. In the history of Bitcoin, October has only been bad twice. They're not that often. And also September has some green months, but it's mostly red. So that's why many people are waiting really for October. September and August, typically the final months of the summer, are often also the first weeks of getting back to work. I don't know if you guys enjoyed a great holiday or enjoyed your time off, but I do know from a personal point of view as well that, you know, many important people are also gone during the summer months. So if you need to make any important decisions, everyone is gone. So you often have to wait for the end of August or maybe even end of September for people to return to make very important decisions. And sometimes those are also like treasury decisions, like, hey, should a company actually get into Bitcoin? Maybe even there needs to be a board vote. So guys, I do remember a good October and a good November in 2021 and also back in 2017. So potentially again also now in 2025, a great October and a great November to come. So let's see. September though doesn't necessarily need to be very bad because we do still have also a potential rate cut. Let me quickly refresh because this page, guys, keeps going up and down, up and down. For anyone wondering what's this page about, this is the Fed Watch tool. And the Fed Watch tool are giving you probabilities for a rate cut. What is a rate cut? Well, guys, the Federal Reserve, the Fed, is determining basically the interest rates you get on bonds, for example. So here, we do see the expectation, the overall majority is now voting for a rate cut of about 25 basis points. So that's looking quite good still. However, why is the market down? I think Sanjay is asking, why is the market down? Why is Bitcoin down? The probabilities for a rate cut went down a lot. There was a Jackson Hole, I think there has been a Jackson Hole meeting with Jerome Powell, the head of the Fed. And overall, also with the minutes, people are very, very, very careful with talking about rate cuts. The majority of people in the Fed are still very worried about inflation. We do see though that the job market is also getting a bit iffy, and therefore some members of the Fed are trying to get their rate cut, but it is not a given, guys, that we do get this rate cut here in September. That's also why Bitcoin is falling a bit, why Ethereum is falling a bit. But it doesn't mean, of course, that we have to continue to the downside. If this is going to fall even further, there is more potential, guys, to fall down to lower levels. We talked about this in yesterday's video, but I wouldn't be that surprised if we go back to, for example, the 200-day. And I think Pete also had a comment about, take a look at the monthly chart. The monthly chart for Bitcoin. I think currently we are at the 5 EMA. Let me check that. EMA. Actually, the 5 EMA is a bit lower on the monthly for Bitcoin. So the 5 EMA would be at about $108,000. So there is potential for a bigger drop if the narrative becomes worse. But I also think there is quite a decent chance that we just keep bouncing here at about 112. People are hoping really for that massive discount. But what if it doesn't come? Personally, I'm not selling in the hopes of, buying back at a cheaper price. It is very risky. Some people do that. And some people get lucky because they get an entry at about 109. Or maybe even lower, 1.5. Or about 100,000. What I say here is lucky. It's really luck, guys, because indicators are at this moment very, very, you know, not really clear what's about to come. If you take a look, for example, at the RSI, relative strength, we are no longer oversold. We're even getting close on the daily to become not oversold. Yeah, we're getting very close to becoming oversold even on the daily RSI. If it keeps dropping like this, we're getting to, well, this low here, which means oversold. We had this the last time in the beginning of March. In the beginning of March, guys, 5 months ago. And remember, where were we? Where were we? Bitcoin was trading at $75,000. 75. The question is, though, that some people say, or well, the argument that, well, the trend is your friend, and currently the trend is down. But I can also make the case that we have had multiple reversals at about this level. Here, here, and also here. And also, you can see it here as well. It's a bit lower. But I think the case for a reversal at this point is bigger than a further drop down to about 100,000 or even lower. There are also some different indicators that we're going to talk about, and then we're going to take a quick peek at the chat. So guys, don't forget to strap in, hit the like button as well. But we have the MACD. Moving average convergence divergence. The question is, for the MACD specifically, and let me make it a bit bigger. Will we continue going down like this? I honestly expected this to become a lot bigger. It became a very small pump in the end. But will this continue going down, or will we soon see a period like this in the light red? So we can actually see a bit of a reversal. According to the RSI, we get maybe a potential bounce. You're getting too close to oversold. Oh well. A lot of different scenarios, guys. Unfortunately, again, we don't have any crystal ball. My 8 ball here has been very adamant that we don't go back to 100k. Maybe it's changing a bit. Oh dear, 8 ball. What do you think now? Is Bitcoin going below $100,000? Can't say. I can't say. Well, if even the 8 ball doesn't know, guys, you know something is going on. Some people might say it's even a bit of manipulation. Bit of manipulation here. For the TA nerds, looking at Bitcoin, if the price stays where it is, then it will form a bullish RSI divergence compared to the previous low. Didn't even see that. RSI. Very interesting. Hey, is there any news on the CRO stablecoin or any burn news at all? Well, we don't have any burn news specifically or anything about the roadmap in general, so not really yet, Craig, but we talked about this just a few minutes ago, but it is summertime still, at least in many parts in the world. If you live in Australia, guys, let me know in the comments, please, because of course it's winter time there. It's winter time. How are the Aussies enjoying winter time now? And also not only in Australia, also in other parts of the southern hemisphere, of course. Whoa, John is at the beach, strapping in today. Wow. enjoy the beach, man. Enjoy the beach. Crypto runner, strapping in, sir. Strapping in. Have you seen OKX? Yeah, for anyone just joining in, guys, OKX set a new all-time high. A new all-time high. It just keeps climbing. The question is, will it go even higher? So far, plus 140% on the week. And yesterday or today, plus 30%. So it's looking quite good for OKB, the OKB token. It's also getting close to overtaking CRO in market cap. You can see now it's a fierce battle, guys. It's a very fierce battle here. It's about 4.6 bill for OKB and 4.8 for CRO. And the fun thing is, CRO recently had an unlock. CRO recently had an unlock of another 1.16 billion CRO. Or is it? There you can see we recently had this unlock and now another unlock. So we now have about $834 million worth of CRO sitting in the treasury reserve. So it's not really part yet of the circulating supply, even though this number is going up. And I think it's a very important thing we do need to remind ourselves of. I've seen, I quickly want to make this argument regarding the unlock schedule. So we talked about this, I think, last week a bit, but I keep hearing Black Sea about this. And he keeps calling it the dilution of the CRO coin. And in some way, it's definitely true. But his argument is that the more we have unlocks, the smaller the chances are that CRO will actually hit $1. And I think that's false. That's completely false. And why is that false? We have seen so far, guys, $800 million of unlocks. But where are these tokens going to? Are they being sold off? Are they causing any sell pressure? If I take a look at Minscan that tracks the Cronos POS chain and also the reserve, we do see here that the treasury is slowly, the unlock schedule is slowly fulfilling, right? This was originally 70 billion CRO. You can see here 70 billion CRO. But it simply moved. And now it's sitting here. 5.8 billion CRO in the treasury reserve. About that $800 million US, soon to be $1 billion US in the treasury reserve. But no sell pressure. So is the battle for $1 lost? Not at all. Not at all. As long as I don't see any, any indication of this moving or this being sold off, I think it's all fine. I definitely think it's all fine. And I have to find a different tweet. Actually, because recently I got a post by, I think, Albert on X. Give him a follow if you haven't seen him before. But he was talking about the 21 shares CRO ETP. Let me check if I can find it. But it was quite interesting. Oh, by the way, also interesting. Very interesting. Currently, CRO, or not CRO, Crypto.com, according to Albert here, with the data on the block, we can see that currently Crypto.com is the number 4 exchange worldwide regarding volume. You got Binance, I think, and Coinbase. It's hard to see in this picture here, but we can definitely see that Crypto.com is still growing as an exchange. Still very much relevant. But let me find this post for the Cron ETP. He's posting a lot. You post too much, Mr. Albert. Oh, this, by the way, is interesting. Somebody asked about news regarding the stablecoin. There is a bit of news. There's a little bit of news here. You can see that this logo for the 1S 1C company has been approved for a trademark in the EU. So I think, guys, it is coming very soon. This was approved on August 15th. So maybe you can see this also soon appearing on this website regarding the stablecoin, the new digital dollar. So maybe we do have some more news about the stablecoin soon. Ah, here it is. Here it is. This guys is the list of all the ETPs by 21 shares. You can see Sol, you can see BTC, XRP, ETH, not a BTC one, Sui, ADA, THC, this is a staked one, and finally below you can see Cronos. And this is, guys, sorted based on assets under management. So really, the more assets they have under management, yeah, I don't know how to explain that. Basically, the more they have, the bigger the ETP is. And this is actually quite a big one. Quite a big one, because the trading of this ETP is not that active, but the assets under management are quite big. 82 million. I don't know if I can actually zoom in on this. No, not really. But 82 million is a lot. This is basically $500 million CRO. $500 million CRO. And it has been my take for a long time that probably they're going to use the reserve to give a loan for these ETPs, for these ETFs. And 21 shares is just a small one. We need to watch for bigger ones like the Canary State CRO ETF. We need to take a look at the Trump Media ETFs. And let's say that every party, like 21 shares, gets like $500 million CRO. You get 1 billion CRO. You get 1 billion CRO, $500 million CRO. Every ETF provider will require a bit of CRO. So even though we have unlocks, the more ETPs, the more ETFs we got, the less sell pressure that is potentially possible as well, because this is not really being sold only under management, right? Just a brain thought here. Anyways, guys, how are you? Are you feeling bullish, bearish? Let me know in the chat, please. Don't forget to hit the like button, strap in. Overall, as I mentioned earlier, I'm still mostly bullish, but as we speak, we do see another attempt really for Bitcoin to break $112,000. Let's go to the hour chart, or maybe even to the 5-minute chart. Why not? This blue line here is the line in the sand that we need to hold. You can see that we literally we set here a lower low on the day, but let's see. We had a good bounce so far as well. We will continue to monitor, guys, what's going on with Bitcoin, because Bitcoin is going down, but so far altcoins aren't doing all too bad. You can see that CRO remains quite steady at about 14 cents. Ethereum is also still about above 4,200, so not too bad. Bitcoin is the one to watch, though. Yeah, XGen is getting famous. Definitely, all those fans. It's crazy. Hey, Matt Bunton, welcome. You finally made it to a live stream. Welcome, dude. Where do you live? I guess in the US. It's working time there, isn't it? The working time. My favorite indicators. My favorite indicator remains to be, of course, the rainbow chart for CRO. For peak indicators, my favorite ones are the pure multiple for Bitcoin, the pure multiple, and also the 2-year moving average. These are quite good, but there are a lot of those here that are quite interesting. For long term, I also like to look at, for example, let me show it to you quickly. Quickly go to like the monthly chart. Basically, anything like the RSI or the MACD are quite decent indicators for peaks. You take a look at the monthly chart here, you can see that every time in the past, on the RSI, you can see that we went into the very green territory here, the very much overbought territory for Bitcoin. So I'll also predict that this peak will also be in this range here, because every time we've had that so far, it is diminishing. Slowly going down, but I still do believe we get a peak about here. So that's why I am still quite bullish. Targets at about 150 to maybe 180 for Bitcoin this cycle. Some people might say even 200,000. Is it impossible? I don't know. I think the fundamentals are definitely there. I mean, is Bitcoin truly worse than gold? For like the financial utility of it? I don't think so. I think Bitcoin is superior, far superior to gold, if it's about storing value. But okay, that's of course for the longer term. There are many gold bugs still out there, but I think also it's a bit of a generational thing. We have been growing up with the gold standard for like years. The exit strategy for John is selling at $1. Well, that's a basic one. I hear that one a lot. Severo, what's an exit strategy? Oh, Good question, sir. What is an exit strategy? Well, for anyone wondering, exit strategy is what is your sell target, or what's your sell method? Should you even sell? To many people, for Bitcoin specifically, it's like you never sell. Pete included his exit strategy in a video. That might be topic for a new video as well in the future. Who knows? Bjorn wrote his own exit strategy down, but we'll update it when something dramatic happens. I think that's a good one, guys. Be able to adapt if the situation like truly changes. People are asking me, has the situation like truly changed? Because, well, maybe the Fed is not going to rate cut as predicted before. It's a change, but it's only like a temporary change, right? We still do expect like a rate cut to appear. It might be in October, or might be in December. But it's not really necessarily very bad. Like the anticipation of a Fed rate cut, that's already enough to bring Bitcoin to higher highs. For Werner, my exit, I'm waiting for the rate cuts. I'm looking forward to about Q4. No doubt we will go up in October, November. I have the same belief. I do have the same belief here. October, November, it's just so good. I think it's like everybody's waiting for October, November to just get the money in. That's the only scary thought I do have. Like everyone is expecting it, so it shouldn't happen, but we will see. We will see. Live chips is needed. I'm going to be selling some CRO around 50 cents. Hey, if you get some profit is profit. So very good, sir. It's very good. Craig is selling at about 75 cents. In a video, and I think I would recommend everyone here to check it out. I'm talking a bit more also about staggered approaches. So you sell a bit at 75 cents, maybe a bit at $1, a bit at 150, a bit at $2, whatever. It's of course your target. No financial advice here, guys. But if you sell everything at 75 cents and it goes to $2, how would you feel? Think about that, right? Think about how would the future Craig be thinking when it goes above $1 and it goes above 120? Would you potentially buy back in later? Because you can see it maybe go up to like even $4. Take a look at the rainbow chart, guys. Like potentially the highs are at about $4 here for CRO. That's the bull case, but what would you do? I hope you're just happy, you know, you just leave it like that. That's always fine. BNB went to a new all-time high. Did it go even higher today? $880, not too bad, guys. $880 for BNB, I believe. That BNB is going to $1,000. That's almost a guarantee at this point. But it does surprise me how strong it is in this market. Like BNB, I think it is lifting on the OKB movement now. But going to 880 in a bearish period like this, it's quite special. Oi, there we go. Bitcoin is making another attempt, guys. The lowest we've been so far, I think, is just below 112. Let's see what Bitcoin will do now. Somewhat scary. Like the title is saying, ladies and gentlemen, hanging by a thread. If you will go down below this level, like big time, it could be scary for altcoins in general. You can already see that Bitcoin dominance is going up a bit more. It's a slightly green week so far. The week's not over yet, so it can go either directions. Yesterday was a very good day for Ethereum, so I think it went into the red again. But yeah, it's still Still looking quite okay for Bitcoin dominance, but you know, it could easily revert if Bitcoin keeps dropping like this. Peter's talking about abusing his mod power. I allow it. I allow it. Oh, this is somewhat scary or somewhat exciting. I don't know what to think now, guys. You know, I would prefer just, you know, to rip the band-aid off. Have all the pain now at once instead of waiting and waiting and waiting and waiting. Somewhat scary. But yeah, we do get a bit of a bounce now. Will it be a dead cat bounce? We don't really know, unfortunately. Warner unstaked 10 days ago. Clever man. Maybe a bit too soon, but I would say better be prepared than, you know, waiting and waiting. OKB went from about $2 to $2.50. $2? That was like the starting price then, I guess. I still remember, guys, there's a bit of a story here. I still remember seeing CRO at about like 1 cent in the ICO days. Not the ICO days, the swap days, really, just after the MCO swap. And I thought, should I get this? I've seen the cards. I was like, yeah, okay. Crypto credit cards. Probably not going to be a thing. Yeah. Needless to say, I didn't buy in at 1 cent, unfortunately. I wish I did. But I do have the cards now. I do have the cards now. So, unfortunately, no buy at 1 cent for Coin Baron. That was, I think, back in 2019. Oi, oi, oi. Oi, oi, oi. It's getting very close now to my line here. Scary, guys. Scary, scary. Don't forget to hit the like button. Maybe this is the Coin Baron effect. We haven't been streaming for one Sunday, so we deserve a bit of pain. I'm expecting a Bitcoin bounce over the next few days. The question will be about whether it will form a lower high on the higher time frame, or it does go to a new all-time high over the next few weeks. If it's, you know, going to a new all-time high in October, oh, there we go, there we go. Below the the line is maybe a bit too high, like a few $10 too high. It needs to go to 12 cents exactly. There we go, 12 cents. Not 12 cents, 112. I think if we go to a new all-time high in October and, you know, keep range bound within October, August, September, that's fine. It happens more often. You can see that also. If I have to zoom out again, but let me show you this chart quickly. You can see how long we just do nothing really. In this period, it was like the longest time doing nothing. How long was this? Let me check. This lasted from November till March, basically 6 months. So if we do nothing in the period between now and October, that's peanuts. That's peanuts, guys. Call me crazy, but has no one noticed that it's very rare for both August and September to be red? Usually it's one or the other. Well, that could be a good sign. It's a bit of flip-flop, right? Flip-flopping. One red, one green. One red, one green. But that's most of the times happening. Like it's in a bear market, we do have multiple consecutive red months. You can see it, 2018. And in the bull market, we often have multiple consecutive green months. So it's also, I think, a good reminder for everyone here. Like April was plus 14%, May plus 10%, June plus 2%, July plus 8%. We're now down minus 2% or minus 3%. It's nothing to be really scared about, at least. Oh, this is a bit scary. Samurai, wake me up when September ends. Let's see what August does. The Jackson Hole conference is going on like literally right now. Okay. That might be a bit why Bitcoin is being so iffy now. Peter's mentioning that the Fed meeting minutes didn't really even have the most recent unemployment data, so it couldn't take the recent decline into account. The unemployment data was pretty bad, right? So maybe, of course, with that in mind, of course, it could be a bit better. But the counter argument is also that inflation has been, well, getting worse, or worse in this case is being higher and higher than expected. So yeah, I think both. The question is, what will be more important? Will it be inflation or will it be job data? And in the end, I think, knowing how Jerome Powell is, I think he will choose. I think he might choose for the inflation. Because what we have seen over the last few months, at least, is that inflation has been going higher and higher and higher, like consecutively. Like, it's a bit of a trend. Whereas the job data has been so far pretty stable, with one outlier so far. So would you trust the outlier or would you trust the trend? Typically, I would trust the trend more or less. We'll see though. Hey Marty, welcome. Strapping in, sir. Strapping in. Welcome, Blaze, again. Didn't put the money in my debit card. That's the thing, right? Prepaid. I've had the same time many times. Good to have you back, man, Blaze. Thank you so much, dude. One of the OGs. So far, good bounce, guys. It went almost to 112 for Bitcoin. But Bitcoin, you know, it doesn't want to go down. Still a bull market, right? Samurai is making a good argument. Bitcoin bull run is over. It's time for the Ethereum token to run. And I saw a good tweet about this also, again, by Albert. So don't hate me, guys, for bringing up Albert so much today. But he showed me a different tweet. Where is it? It's about Ethereum. Let me check. Where is it? It might be this one. There we go. So what happened, guys, is that a big whale, holding about 15k Bitcoin. 15k Bitcoin, that's quite a lot. Back 7 years ago, only 95 million. But what he did, basically, he was selling about 500 Bitcoin, 62 million US dollars. And what I heard, and I can't find the tweet anymore. Oh, there we go. With the sold money, he opened a 23k ETH long position. So he's selling Bitcoin. This whale here is selling Bitcoin to open a long position on Ethereum. So even the Bitcoin whales, like big believers in Bitcoin, I mean 15k, that's a big amount, especially if those are individuals. Those are betting big on Ethereum. And I don't know if we do have also Ethereum. The quarterly returns for Ethereum are typically quite good also in Q4, but I want to see the monthly ones. We'll keep that to a different video. Yeah, from what I remember, Ethereum basically follows Bitcoin more or less, but typically also does have like a green September and a green October and a green November, and sometimes also a green December, because Ethereum lags a bit. It lags a bit more than Bitcoin. I would take a red August if that means we get a green September. Me too. I mean, August is almost over. August is almost over. And also interesting, August, I think, went down on average about -3%. So this is the average month. This is basically the average month for August. We need Chris to pump CRO. Well, not necessarily Chris. That's actually a good topic, guys. I completely forgot to mention. We were showing a lot of tweets today, but I also make a lot of tweets myself. So do follow me at the Coin Baron on X. And I was getting a bit iffy with the roadmap. Oh, let me show you the roadmap. So here we do have the roadmap for Cronos. Or is it? There we go. So this is the Cronos roadmap for anyone that doesn't know what I'm talking about. The Cronos roadmap, and we're now in Q3, halfway Q3 already. Only about 40 days left for Q3 to end. And still we have some items from the Q1 and Q2 as well that we haven't really finished yet. So again, it's summer period, so I can't really blame them for not finishing everything, but my complaint was, at least on X, that, you know, we need an update. We require an update. And the fun thing is, well, I got a comment by Mirko. Mirko is the head of Cronos. That's a more than fair point. It's a more than fair point. So what now we're going to do, I'm planning this as we speak. We're getting an X space, and I will be streaming this also on YouTube, so don't you worry, guys. I hate X spaces myself, but I will be hosting this on YouTube. So we'll be having an interview basically with the Cronos team, so Mirko, and also with Emily. So we're doing an interview with Mirko, the head of Cronos, and if I'm right, he will be sharing the updated roadmap. The updated roadmap. And I'm, of course, still very much wondering about this new token burn. I'm still wondering about this AI narrative here. I'm wondering about what's happening with ZKVM. And if, like, this interview is going to be good, I will be asking hard questions. At least I hope I will be asking a few hard questions. I hope to get some good details there for the community and also for the builders. And that could be a big game changer also for, like, the price. That could be a big game changer for the price. Let's see though. Let's see. I'm still bullish. Like, if they're gonna fulfill, like, the most important items on this list, like the actual flywheel effect with better tokenomics, that's what I want to see. And also, again, if this AMA will be held, I think, in September, in about the beginning of September. If we do see a green September, like Peter's talking about, well, the timing could be perfect, right? And if I also take a look at the fractal for Bitcoin, or not for Bitcoin, for CRO, typically in September, we do expect a move to the upside. According to this fractal, at least, plus 50%. We might even start October, though, with a bit of a downturn if this fractal is following. And so far, this fractal has been following quite well. So I do believe we might be following this quite closely as well. So potentially also, if we complete this dip for Bitcoin, we might even be going up as soon as, like, in the upcoming days already. So very exciting, just based here on this fractal. But first, we need to see what Bitcoin is doing, because Bitcoin is setting, it seems like, a lower low here. Not yet. Not yet. Hey, Mr. Apple. I was selling my stake CRO, but now every time I get 500 CRO, I double it and I restake it. Dude, crazy. Have you thought about an exit strategy, Mr. Apple? CRO to $1, lol. Yeah, it's not really funny. It's like pretty much what we expected to do. Peter's saying the gold standard doesn't really apply anymore. Now, not really for like the monetary value. Like we're not really using gold as the standard for currencies, but I'm more talking about in the past, we have been talking about gold as being a very precious asset and gold being the thing to hold, especially during rough times. And that mantra is still, I think, pretty much true. If anything happens in the world regarding war, people flock to gold, and gold recently, I think, also again hit a new all-time high. So the question is, when will that change from flocking into gold to flocking into something also politically neutral like Bitcoin? Ooh, interesting take it from Marty. And it does require, I think, a bit more explanation. CDC will not allow CRO to hit $1. CDC will not allow CRO to hit $1. Chris told you himself. What's the thing here? I don't know. I don't understand, Marty. Chris told you himself. Hey, Mantic. I'm still bullish AF, but I do need to touch some grass. That I'm going for my beloved Thailand. Let's go. Dude, enjoy the holiday. I think, guys, again, I talk about this so many times, but health before wealth. And sometimes before we go into like the heavy period, it's good to, you know, touch some grass, chill, get energized again, because again, it's going to be a tough ride. It's going to be a tough ride. That's why I do mention you need to strap in. But honestly, guys, whenever we're going to hit like the $1, $2 level, I don't know exactly what, of course, but once we get there, I need to strap out. I didn't need to strap out myself. Just, you know, chill a bit, enjoy the bear market. That there is a time to be strapped in and there is a time to be strapped off. Been over 4 years now. They've been holding my CRO and buying more every month. Now it's finally starting to show a bit of profit. Exactly. Exactly. Okay, this is looking quite good. This might be, guys, a reversal. A little bit too early to call, of course, but what I'd like to see, why I say this might be a reversal, is like this candle shows a big wick twice. You can see here. It doesn't want to close below this. It's actually quite good for Bitcoin. But these are 5-minute candles, guys, so don't count your chickens, or don't shoot the bear. No, don't sell the hide before the bear is shot, something like that. Mad Breezy lives in San Diego. I don't know which time zone that is. San Diego. I think that's West Coast. Yeah, that's definitely work time there. Good to have you, Matt. Good to have you, sir. I can still be bullish on CRO, but I just have to be realistic. I wouldn't, and I would be extremely happy with the profits at 75 cents. But that, I think it's it's good that you have a sell target at 75 cents, Marty. That's fine, but that doesn't mean that, you know, going back to $1 is unrealistic, I would say. Like we've seen this so many times, guys. The 10x move. The 10x move for altcoins. Altcoins even bigger than CRO. It's a question. I don't know if this will happen, but let me take a quick peek here at Dogecoin. I think Dogecoin, my target for Dogecoin this cycle is about $1. Where's Doge now? Doge is about 21 cents. So Doge will need to grow about 5x to get to the $1 level. And I think it's possible this cycle. Given we do get a good retail entrance. But Dogecoin is like a big market cap token. 32 bill. So we need to go to about, you know, 150. About $150 million. For CRO to go to $1, it needs to go to about, you know, 40 billion. It's definitely possible. It's a top 20 token, basically, or top 30 here. Definitely not impossible. Especially if you take a look at how quickly OKB can grow. Of course, here the catalyst was based on an external factor, like the OKX exchange. But that's the thing, right? We don't know. We don't know if there's going to be a big external factor impacting CRO. That's I think the fun part about being into the CRO token. There are many surprises, sometimes positive, but sometimes also very much negative. But it's fun. I do expect, by the way, that OKB will go even higher than this. Like, this is only the beginning. Will it go to 500? I don't know. That would be a crazy move. That would be about a 10x from these lows here in August. Well, let's see. Let's see where OKB goes. I'm glad that we see some more gains here in the exchange environment. Bjorn, seems that I'm the only one seeing CRO touching $2. I don't know. I think there are many people believing that. There are many people there. For example, Pete. I expect CRO to go somewhere between 2 to 250. If it goes higher, then so be it. I'm not going to FOMO boy back in. Merely stake my stable coins from the sales and wait for the bear. I do hope we do get the CRO stablecoin, because that would be a great way to stable out in the bear market and hopefully also get, like, I don't know, 4% interest. That would be very nice. Ultra Justin, how was your quick holiday? It was amazing. It was just a quick story time here, guys. Let me go back to the charts. I don't know if you guys like theme parks, but I went to Germany and we do have something called Phantasialand there. Great park, great theme park. We even slept in the hotel there, so it was great. Like we slept in like the Asian area. So you had breakfast. You had breakfast in the hotel. You leave the breakfast room, the restaurant, and you directly walk into the park. It's crazy fun. So I'm a big theme park guy. So this was my little holiday. My girlfriend was like, "Do we have to do this?" I said, yes, we have to do this, especially for me. So I'm a very happy coin baron. Marty never saw 1 cent, but he did get some more CRO at 4 cents. I mean, that buy is so great, right? 4 cents CRO. I think I got myself some at 5. My biggest bag at 5 cents. But you can see here, if you bought at about 4 cents, guys, we're up about 4x already. So let's see. There are people going to take profit, and I know that for sure. But I also do believe people will buy some more. Like, I expected maybe a bit of a drawback here for OKB, but people kept buying and buying more. Like, I thought, well, when are you guys going to start selling some more OKB tokens? But no. I think many people exited here, right, at about 125, thinking, well, this is going to be the top. And they missed the move up. They would have doubled their OKB yield, or not yield, their OKB bags, but they didn't, because they probably sold over here, thinking this is it. And exactly that could also happen to CRO, especially when it goes into price discovery. But of course, we don't know. Maybe you're right, Marty. Maybe you're right. Maybe it doesn't go to $1. But I think there are forces in play that will definitely also help it go surpass $1. And G Marlow, CRO is bullish above 10 cents and bearish below 10. Is that simple? No need to panic. We're looking very strong still. I think you might be right there. I think we go into the true bear market if we go below 10 cents. But having said that, I also do believe that like 10 cents could be your new low. Potentially will be your new low. Like Bitcoin typically doesn't go back to the previous lows. It goes higher every cycle. Kind of depending though how the unlock will really play out in the upcoming years to come. Nothing to be scared about, you know, it's fine, it's fine. We're doing good. We have a good reversal now for Bitcoin. Nothing to be worried about, guys. Just keep adjusting the line. Yeah, it's exactly like this. No, but it's exactly got, this line is at about 112, not at about, it's exactly at 112. And I like to see something like this, like the good reversal. We test 112, we go up again. I'm quite certain that on some exchanges, so this is, guys, the, if anything, I don't know what exchange this is, but I think on some exchange we maybe went below 112 for like a second. Every exchange has their own type of order books active, so you don't really know what's happening here. But I do see good reversal, which is nice. For Pete, it's not really scary. I think we see Bitcoin go to 110 to get close to the monthly 5 EMA. Besides, how do we know this isn't a drop to go into the good news from Powell, then push it back up? If we do get some good news at James Hall, or I don't know how exactly the conference works. I've not really seen it that much. Guys, I don't live in the US, so I don't follow US politics as closely as some people, like, for example, CryptoKip or I think Oscar Ramos. He tries to live stream basically every meeting with Trump, so kudos to him. I'm not that much into the US politics also because the timeline doesn't really like, they wake up really when I go to bed or stop working really, so we always have periods where people take profit and it takes days or weeks to stop this. Don't panic because the same is going to happen on the way up. Exactly. To give you guys an example also for CRO again, we talked about this shortly, but you can see here, we are on the way up towards 20 cents for CRO, even 30. And then we have had a big dip in the past, minus 30%, minus 36. And that felt really bad because it was going from about 27 cents, I think, all the way down to below 20. So people were thinking, well, all the support is now broken. But in the end, it was still fine. Powell has always said that the inflation is a stronger battle for the Fed. Yeah, therefore also I lean somewhat bearish really on the expectations really for do we get a rate cut, but overall I do believe we do get at least one rate cut or two rate cuts this year, so things are looking good, I still believe, for the end of this year. The scary thing, of course, guys, and I had a bit of a discussion about this, I think, on the Crypto Report channel, but the reason for a rate cut is typically because businesses are failing, because people are losing their jobs. So it's also a bit of an indication of the economy slowing down. And in the end, a slowing down economy is not good for the long-term stock market, for the long-term crypto market. So let's see. I think in the short term, it could be a good sign also for more liquidity for Bitcoin, more liquidity for altcoins. So again, I'm not like that scared. Ooh, on Monday, I will unstake my IC White. Ready for October. Poor IC White. But I get the move. Hey, Stacy, welcome. I never unstaked the CRO on my green visa. It's been 4 years now. I honestly think that you made your money's worth, Werner. I do think like the cash back. Do you still get like the free Netflix? I don't know, but I think with the cash back in the last 4 years, I think you will get your money's worth. And I will keep holding on, guys, to my card. And I recommend actually like keep a Moonbag. And I do believe the best Moonbag could be a card. It could be a CRO card. What if we see something crazy happen like with OKB? What if we go suddenly to $4 or $5? You sold everything. You're gonna feel so bad. And you might do some revenge trading. Don't let emotions take over, never. It's like the worst thing in crypto. I mentioned being scared a lot, but like I'm not trading when I'm feeling scared. I'm not trading when I feel like things are moving left and right. Don't forget to refresh once in a while to get better cash back. Do you mean with the level up program? Just a reminder, friendly reminder, don't sell through the app, but use the exchange. Yes, guys, do listen here to Werner, because the exchange is way cheaper, especially because you can sell CRO at 0% maker fees. Okay, so guys, a few minutes ago, Marty was telling, well, I do believe that CRO will not go to a $1. Let me check here. Crypto.com will allow CRO to hit $1. Chris told you himself. And I asked Marty why. And he did come with some arguments. Let me see. Staking was my best move last year. I do believe so. I do believe freedom. Welcome. But Marty is saying, Chris said himself that he thinks there will be no cycles like previously. I think that is a very bearish take from him. It tells me that he doesn't want to see a parabolic run and wants to see slow growth and prefers slow growth. I understand where you're coming from, Marty. I understand where you're coming from, but I interpreted this a bit different, because we also have this quote from Chris that he says, really, you shouldn't be thinking cents, you shouldn't be thinking cents, you should be thinking dollars, right? So kind of conflicting. He also said, well, guys, come back to me next year, March, and you should be happy. We should hold him accountable for a better CRO price. That's basically what he mentioned. So I will keep Chris accountable for that one. So the question, of course, is, I hate this word, interpreting. Guys, try to say that 5 times very quickly. Interpreting. Are you interpreting this right, or am I interpreting his words right? Because, of course, Chris sometimes likes to talk in riddles, and talking about some good stuff here. Good bounce for Bitcoin. I like this. And as we've seen in the past, Crypto.com gets what they want. They will sell to keep the price where they want it. There is maybe potentially a bit of price manipulation, but I don't know why they would keep it below $1. Like, what's the reasoning behind it? I think, if anything, it would be great for Crypto.com to keep the dream alive. If CRO wouldn't go to a new all-time high, I think it would be bad luck on CRO, bad luck on the company, bad luck on all the customers really at Crypto.com that hold account, that hold CRO, that use CRO on the exchange. Having said that, though, I do also believe that like they are in here for the long game. You see that they still want to grow more. They want to grow their exchange. They want to grow the app, and also they want to have customers keep coming back and back and back. And you might be noticing that more and more with more how do you say that? More marketing campaigns also for existing customers. Like more and more you see like trading campaigns, or if you do this, you also get like a 10% or $10 discount or anything like that. It's getting a bit better, I would say, recently. I have a notification set for my phone for when Chris said, you know, take a look in about 1 year to hold his feet to the fire. I have exactly the same toy. I have exactly the same. It's ready in my phone. I think it's the 18th of March. Not exactly. I'm buying a CRO card. Which one, toy? Which one? Dude, where's your price prediction? I've been waiting for it so long. It will be going live first to members. I've been away for a quick trip, Ryan. It's coming. It's coming. I always hold myself true to my promises. Sometimes, though, the promises are delayed a bit. Like the market, guys. Like the market. I think many people expected the market to be higher at this point for CRO. But I'm like the market. I'm somewhat unpredictable. And sometimes we first get a bit of a crash before we actually make our videos. But it's coming. It's coming nevertheless. At the same time, though, guys, watch the markets, because we can talk a lot about all-time high predictions and stuff, but, you know, as long as Bitcoin is... Okay, Bitcoin is recovering quite nicely, but as long as Bitcoin is not going to go to a new all-time high itself, as long as CRO is not really above 22 cents, we shouldn't really be talking about peaks yet. We should be talking about, you know, about this. About finally going surpassed the 22 cent level. Ugh. Jeez Louise. Bjorn, you stay not far away from me. Ooh, okay. It's a good place. I do like Germany. Some people say that German people are not really friendly. That's not my experience. Like, I've been to many theme parks, and what I like about the German ones is that, especially that if you are waiting in line, nobody's crossing you. Everyone is patiently waiting. If I go to any other theme park, like I've been to one in Spain, and of course a few in the Netherlands, of course, as well. People are, I don't know, a bit more hasty. They don't want to wait. Just, they keep coming too close to you. Yeah. If I ever make it to Germany, I want to experience the spas. They're supposed to be among the best in the world for relaxation. Didn't even know that. Didn't you go to like Finland? Didn't know that, you know, Germany had such good spas. I know Japan has a few good ones. Of course, Finland is known for it. The Finnish saunas, of course. I will take a look at this, though, because I am interested now. I am very much interested. It seems, guys, that CRO and Bitcoin have hold on so far. It's tried in this stream to go below 112 Bitcoin. I have seen some bad moves for CRO as well. Started the stream at about 14 cents 30, went all the way down to about 14 cents 10. So CRO is holding on, Bitcoin is holding on. Of course, it's still too soon to say if this will be a continuation of this bounce, but so far it is looking good. Let's talk a bit more about this, though, on Sunday, because we will have the weekly close. I think the weekly close is going to be interesting, because last week, well, 2 weeks ago, we had a really bullish weekly close above 15 cents. Above 15 cents. And last Sunday, we also closed above 15 cents. Or did we? No, we didn't, by the way. Did we close above 15 cents? I think we did. I think we closed above 15 cents. Let me quickly check. So Sunday, yeah, we did close above 15 cents. So if, by some miracle, Bitcoin bounces up again, and also Cronos bounces up again to above 15 cents, I would become very bullish very quickly again. 2 weekly closes in, or 3 weekly closes in a row above 15 cents. That's definitely a recipe for bullish momentum again, for Bitcoin, for CRO, for altcoins in general. So I will take a look, guys, what's happening on Sunday. Don't forget, by the way, to hit the like button. Also, don't forget to subscribe for more videos. I will be back tomorrow with a new video, by the way, or Saturday, about the Ruby Red card, the Ruby Red review. So if you like to learn more about the video, or not the video cards, about the CRO cards, check out the video. If not, I will see you on Sunday with the weekly close, guys. So enjoy the final days of the week, and I will see you soon. Bye.